Welcome to our podcast, Inspiring Living, with me, Mark Candelaria. I am an architect, blogger, traveler, chef, father, and husband. I am the founder and now partner of a fabulous 20-person architecture firm specializing in high-end residential architecture, designing amazing homes across the country. We have hosted tours over the last 20 years to Italy, Spain, and soon Napa. And in the course of all this, I have met a lot of interesting people who truly inspire me. We are excited to now be in our second season, and our podcast is about all the opportunities that are right there in front of us to inspire living. Yes, we will talk about architecture and design, but every week we will venture to all sorts of topics that will inspire you, teach you, and motivate you to inspire living every day. My guests will include a wide gamut of amazing people, from those in the design industry to clients to real estate professionals, chefs, artists, sports figures, and philanthropists, and people who just flat out get it. So sit back and enjoy, and let's have some fun exploring all the opportunities that are there just waiting for us. Please subscribe and get ready to be inspired every week. Okay, as my dad says, here we go. Because Inspiring Living is all about the people and the organizations that inspire us, we are excited to have Monogram Appliances as one of our sponsors. Anytime we do a new kitchen or a kitchen remodel, Monogram Appliances are what we recommend to our client. Their appliances are the definition of luxury, meticulously detailed using the finest materials and an ownership experience that is second to none. This is how Monogram is always thinking ahead and inspiring and elevating the kitchen experience. Because at Monogram, they don't just elevate one thing, they elevate everything. Welcome, everyone, and thanks again for listening to our podcast, Inspiring Living. This is our first episode of Season 2. Wow, I cannot believe it. I have accomplished to get 50 episodes in Season 1, and we are excited looking ahead into Season 2. And to start Season 2, I have with me my lovely and fellow design, cooking, and travel companion and life partner, my wife, Isabel, who started Season 1 with me. So it was most appropriate that we start Season 2 with you also. So welcome, Isabel.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here with you again.
It is. We're podcasting again.
Yes, we are.
We've podcasted in some amazing places over the course of Season 1, didn't we?
We did. I remember an airport, Italy.
We'll go into it a little bit. You'll see.
Okay, cool.
So, well, I have returned to Arizona on Monday with a little stop along the way in Santa Barbara for some potential projects there. But now I'm back, and yes, it is indeed hot here. But it's Arizona, right? And I understand from what I missed the real hot weather that was here a few weeks ago. I heard it was pretty miserable.
It was. I came back a week before you did, and it was just, so hot.
It's quite an adjustment, isn't it? When you leave and then just come back to it. When you're here all the time, I think you numb yourself out to it. You acclimate.
Yeah, but when you get out of it and you come back, there's definitely an adjustment period.
Especially when you fly back. I had a little adjustment period from San Bernardino all the way to Phoenix by driving. But when you fly, it's just you get off the plane and it's like, bam, right?
Yeah, and it's freezing in the airport.
Yeah.
And then you get outside and it's like, whew.
Yeah, it's hot. I'm hoping we get some monsoon weather. There hasn't been any monsoon at all this year.
I know.
Nothing.
I saw a few clouds, and that's been about it.
That's been about it. Well, it is so nice to be home, and it's so nice to be home with you, my love.
I know. Isn't it nice to be in our home here?
I love it. I love it. It's just fantastic, and I'm looking forward to this weekend and not being in my car. So
there you go.
That'll be nice. So we sure enjoyed the time in Oregon, didn't we?
We sure did. That was wonderful.
A lot of fun. I have a fun podcast coming from there, as a matter of fact, featuring a new friend that we made at Domaine Divio. Is that how I say it right?
I think you did. Yeah.
I think I got it right.
I think
it's a beautiful winery north of McMinnville, and we spent a lovely afternoon sitting in their right on the side of their vineyard, and it was fantastic, wasn't it?
It was. It was so beautiful.
And they were such an interesting couple. His wife's name, ironically, is Isabel.
Yep.
And so we had a great chat with them. They're from France originally. They've been all over the world. And of all the places they chose to make wine, they picked McMinnville, and they just love it.
Yeah, and they're making really good wine, too.
Yeah, fantastic wine.
They're doing a great job with all that.
And, it didn't hurt to get a couple glasses of wine into us to then get us to join their wine club.
Which you did. You signed up.
Signed up, and I think the first shipment's already arrived, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So that was a nice way to come home to a nice case of their fantastic wine. So I encourage you to check that podcast out. We should have that out in a few weeks, and definitely think about getting some of their wine because it is off the charts amazing. So we have wrapped up July, and our Candelaria design team is now in week 21 of working from home at Candelaria Design. I haven't made it to the office yet, but I'm sure I will soon, and I can't wait to see some of the beautiful updates you've done at our office there, babe.
Yes, we've been making some deliveries over there, getting your kitchen and your
Lounge.
lounge area all put together. I think we're working on adding some drapes to your conference
Yep.
room. So we've just got all kinds of little projects we're doing to make that just the most fabulous space it can possibly be for you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited. And, there's no telling when we're going to come back and work there because we are still all working from home and Zooming from home and just doing what we can to, keep as much space between all of us as possible. But I definitely miss the office atmosphere and the collectiveness that comes along with that. There's no telling when that will be whenever we can get in there. But we're staying busy. Our team is doing great. And so knock on wood, that all stays in that direction. In terms of you, I know you just decided to take on some new space.
Well, I did. My lease is up in Old Town in October anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was looking around and found a really nice office space off 20th Street in Indian School
Mm-hmm.
that's much bigger. So it'll be actually enough space for us to social distance and just go back to work. We're all
Cool.
ready to go back to the office. I think we've done really well, but we just are missing the collaboration and the time that we have together because we really like to be around each other.
Yeah, your group
and have
definitely
the camaraderie.
definitely
in the
thrives
office,
on that
so
for sure.
Yeah, we're just ready.
Yeah.
So we're getting that done as soon as we can. We'll hopefully be moving in sometime in September.
There you go. And our good friend Wally Spitz was the one who kind of put that all together for you.
He did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking at another space, and because I trust his opinion, he's so knowledgeable about commercial real estate here. I had him go take a look, and then one thing led to another, and boom.
He goes, I got a little something down
He-
here that you might want to take a look at.
He had a space that is
Yeah.
just absolutely perfect. So we're all really excited to get that done. Of course, we're in the design process of it now. It was kind of just a regular office before, so we've got to make it a little more pizzazzy.
Yeah, well, you'll do a good job at that, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So here we go, season 2. I want to give a big thank you to all of our sponsors, of course, Stockett Tile and Granite and the Monogram people. Fantastic. You guys have been great supporters of us, and we love all the fantastic work you did in our kitchen. And I'd like to thank all of you who have been listening to our podcast as our listeners keep growing nicely. Thank you also for the ratings and reviews. I really appreciate those, as you never know, we might pick one of those reviews for a free Candelaria Collection Pasta Maker. So give us some love on those ratings and reviews, and we may give you some love back with a little pasta. How's that sound? It's
That
pretty
is
good.
so fun.
Next week, we are going to feature a recap of our top 7 most downloaded podcasts from season 1. So you want to stay tuned to that. We'll start with number 7 and work our way up to the number 1 most downloaded podcast. My daughter Tiffany and I will do the countdown, so stay tuned for that one. That should be in a couple weeks. If not, we might even do it next week. A couple quick announcements. Please check out our feature in this month's Phoenix Home and Garden magazine called Living Large. This feature showcases a 2,400 square foot, yes, 2,400, not 24,000 square foot basic tract home that we remodeled into a super cool contemporary ranch residence, taking full advantage of the connection to the fabulous exterior spaces that were always there but never appreciated. We actually made that house smaller when we remodeled it. We knocked off the breakfast nook. So
That's a first.
we went from 3,000 down to 2,400. How's that?
That was good.
Pretty cool, right?
Very cool.
Great project by project manager Tim Mathewson and masterfully built by Eagle Luxury Properties. Then we also have a beautiful feature in this month's Lux magazine featuring a stunning contemporary home in Paradise Valley designed by my partner Vivian Ayala and yours truly. The home was built by Cullum Homes with stunning interiors by Anita Lang. And you can listen to Vivian's podcast in episode 50. It was our grand finale for season 1. And Anita Lang's podcast in episode 40. So check those out and give those podcasts a listen. Those two ladies will definitely inspire you for sure. They are the epitome of inspiring living. So, Isabel, today's podcast is short and sweet and just a quick look back at season 1 and all we accomplished in the past year from our first podcast last September to where we are now. The world has definitely changed, hasn't
Wow.
it? Since our first podcast in September of last year.
Oh my gosh, we had no idea.
No idea.
My goodness.
Yeah. So you were on our first podcast, on our little intro, your whole life story.
When was that?
It was the first week in September. It might have been even the
Oh,
last week of
yeah,
August.
so
but
it's almost a year.
It's been almost a year.
So
And
you did a little more than one podcast a week.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty close.
Wow.
Yeah, got them all done.
Wow.
So we did your podcast, and then shortly after that, we went to Italy, and we did the podcast from Italy. Remember that?
I
That
do
was a lot of
remember
fun.
That was fun.
We had Peter and
I was
Morgan.
I remember I was making figabels.
Yeah, you have a good memory. That was a popular drink, and if you listen to the
Oh my
podcast
gosh.
in the background, you can tell no one was feeling any pain that afternoon.
No.
So that was a lot of fun, and then we went to High Point later on that right after we got back.
Oh, those were the days when we could go to market.
Couldn't go to market in March this year.
No, it's just been kind of drab.
Yeah, and I guess that from what I hear, they're talking about doing a market in October, but they're going to break it into parts so people there aren't as many people. I don't know how they're going to do it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We don't have it on our calendar, but
I think I'm looking forward to when this is just behind us and we can move forward with things like that again. However they look different, I'm fine with it as long as we can do it.
Right, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see how that all goes this fall. I know we're about ready to get started on a beautiful home that we're designing there in Greensboro and the High Point area. So I'm looking forward to seeing that break ground. That's going to be pretty
That is very
spectacular.
exciting. That's quite a house.
Quite a house for one of our good friends, Jason Harris, who is the head of Furnitureland South and the Design Network. Check out our shows of Sketch on the Design Network and some good times back then from some of our episodes from way back when now.
Yeah, and his network is just really growing.
Oh, yeah,
got
he's
all
doing
kinds
great.
of really creative shows on there.
A lot of
so.
great content for the design industry, so definitely check that out. Then we came back from there, and it was the Phoenix Home and Garden home tour.
Oh, that was fun.
Remember?
That was really fun.
And we had one of our collaboration houses on the VIP tour.
We did.
And you can listen to that podcast. It was pretty fun. We had several of the guests that were there that day, and the homeowner, and John Rourke, from the publisher, the editor from Phoenix Home and Garden, was on the podcast. And
Yeah.
so definitely want to check that out. That was a lot of fun.
That would
I
be
don't know
great.
if they're doing a home tour this year or not.
I don't know. I haven't heard yet.
I haven't heard
I don't
yet.
know what I think everyone's just kind of taking it day by day right
Yeah,
now.
that's for sure. Well, we do have a big announcement coming out this afternoon. By the time you hear this podcast, it'll be out there. So stay tuned for that. We have some fun things brewing out there, don't we?
We sure do, as always.
That's all, as always.
Not letting any grass grow.
No. Then we went to Charleston, Denver, and Seattle the first week of March.
That was our last
That was
last chance to get away.
That was our last big trip, and I
Yeah.
remember we were podcasting from DIA, Denver International Airport.
Okay, that was the airport.
That was the airport. We were sitting
Gotcha.
there, and we were kind of, the whole COVID thing was just really starting to gain
Sink
momentum,
in.
sink in.
Mm-hmm.
And we were kind of sitting there talking about it, and I can't remember exactly what we said. We were like, what is this? We're in the airport, no one's wearing masks, and, how much, within a month, no one was flying at all from that trip.
Yeah, it's like the world completely shut
Completely
down.
shut down, yeah. So we flew from Charleston to Charlotte to Denver for my daughter's volleyball tournament with thousands of
We were there with,
kids
10,000 people in that
in that auditorium. Yeah.
place.
Nothing
Yeah.
no one got sick
No,
from what I
they
know.
didn't. No. Mm-mm.
Nothing, you ever heard anything. And then we flew from Denver to Seattle, another crazy spot. that
Yeah.
All hell broke loose
That
after
was
we
quick,
left.
though. We were pretty isolated,
Yeah.
except for the airport
Yeah. Except for the airport.
and the plane.
Yeah. And then we came back here and went through the riots,
Mm-hmm.
through Old Town and down by our office at the Scottsdale Fashion Square. And that was all just that was surreal.
That was surreal. That was,
That was kind of the
mean-
straw that broke the camel's back for you being down in Old Town.
well, our space was already kind of too small, and we had just sort of started going back to work and having meetings there and stuff. And then it was like that that night there were all the riots by Fashion
Looting.
Square, and so I might call my team in the morning, and we all worked that day to just get all of our materials and all the things that we needed for our projects, and we moved them to our garage, and we've been working here ever since. So you just kind of do what you have to do, and I cannot commend my team enough for jumping in to help. And I mean, I love efficiency, and they just get right in there with me. So
Yeah.
we lost very little time. I feel like
That was a quick
messing
pivot.
around with that. We just make the decision and go for it, and then live with it.
Yep.
But now we're at a point where we're ready to have all of our materials and things that we need for our projects in one place, and
Yeah, that'd be nice.
all of our supplies and things that we need, and one place to go, and have the server in a place where we can access it more easily. And
Yep.
so so that's our plan.
Yeah, that was good. And I know you had the Master of the Southwest Award when we returned also.
Yes,
That was pretty nice.
That was exciting.
You did a
My
podcast about
goodness.
your fear
I'm
of
still
giving
sort of in shock.
the fear of giving your presentation, but you did a great job.
Well, I faced my fear.
Yeah, you faced your fear.
I did a little speech, yeah.
Yeah, well, short and sweet. Sometimes that's the best route to go.
Yeah, I got a big applause, so I guess I did okay.
You did okay.
Maybe people are clapping because it was so short.
So now looking ahead, we had to scrub our Napa tour in April. We had to scrub the Spain tour in June. We're scrubbing the Italy tour in September, October. We're scrubbing my 60th birthday tour at Lake Como, and then we tried to do it at Enchantment here in Arizona, and that's not going to work. So we've just punted on that. We're just going to do something short and sweet. We may just go escape back to McMinnville again.
Well, I mean, the plan is that next year we celebrate my 50th and your 60th.
We'll combine them.
In Italy.
In Italy.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I mean, they still haven't opened up travel to America in Italy or most of Europe.
Yeah, I know, but a lot can happen in a year, as we all know.
Yeah.
I'm going to have faith that things are going to get back on track.
Yeah, I hope so, too. I mean, it sounds like they're making good progress on the vaccine, and just who knows, right?
There's a lot of uncertainty right now.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
Yep.
All over, so our heart reaches out to all
everybody.
of you.
Yeah, because I know we've been very lucky and fortunate. We've stayed busy and we've got plenty to do, but I know that hasn't been the case for everybody and a lot of our friends, especially in the restaurant business. I mean, it's been a tough year for a lot of them.
I mean, talk about really trying to navigate.
Yeah, and we lost our friend Teddy. At Frank and Lupe's, and that was very sad.
Known that family since college.
Yeah, so you can't take anything for granted. That's for sure. I mean, enjoy everything. We haven't been able to do our nice big dinners that we always love to do. We've snuck a few in with just small groups, but we're kind of looking forward to doing a few of those at the new office kitchen, but keeping it small and quaint.
Keep it small, yeah. I mean, I kind of like the more intimate dinners because we get to just really, bond more one-on-one.
Yeah.
I had Janice and Peter over last Saturday, and my friend Laura, and the four of us just had a grand time.
Isn't it nice? Yeah, it is nice. I just love, and that's something that we really learned from our Italy tours, just, when you get people around food and cooking it, preparing it, and enjoying it, there's something that just happens. There's just some type of communal bond that seems to form. Don't you think?
Oh, for sure. I think it's in our genetic
in
DNA.
Our DNA from the caveman
days. Yeah, just millions of years. It satisfies our animal brain.
So, let's see. So things tell me some of the things you're working on right now. Some of the goals for the remainder of 2020, and what are some of your wishes for the year ahead?
So my wishes are that we just get into our new space and get that all just in the flow. I'm also in the process of interviewing for another lead designer, junior /
Yeah, we're hiring
lead.
too. We're hiring at least maybe 2 people. So
I'm growing my team remarkably enough, in the midst of all this.
Yep.
We're just really busy. We've got probably over 30 projects right now on the books. So that's all good. I hope it just keeps up and we can just keep going and doing what we're doing. So
yeah, we've got some fun stuff we're collaborating on. You've got quite a few projects that you're doing, with other architects and other builders and stuff.
Yeah, I've got one in California that we're working on near Long Beach, and that's been a really fun one. another one. What is that neighborhood? Clearwater?
Clearwater Estates.
Clearwater with Scott Carson.
Yeah.
So we're really enjoying that one too. We're working on the new Herb Box Marketplace, which is going to be open on 70th and Shea. I'm not sure when. We're helping design that. We did her new location there next to us in Old Town, and just love her and love the food and love being a part of that. So that's really great. I had a meeting yesterday on the refurbishing of Gigi's Playhouse with Damon from your office. So we're excited to see that they're at that point and need a little refreshing, and they're modifying a few things to make it more functional for them.
Yeah,
so
and we got the Bat Cave. We're starting
starting the Bat Cave.
And just, I think if you listen to Charles Keller's podcast, I don't remember the exact number, but if you go back and look, you can listen about that and what we're doing there. That project is amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, right? It's like a 23,000 square foot facility where we're going to have all the Bat toys, and basically it's a place where Charles can give back to the community for terminally ill kids and families that just need some love, and it's just a great experience.
And all that, and I mean, what an opportunity to be able to say you worked on Bruce Wayne's office.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, isn't it?
It's kind of our biggest task over there at that in the grand entry. So,
yeah,
but you guys, Tim has just really done an incredible job, and we're so grateful to be a part of all that.
Yeah.
So.
It's so fun to do these projects where you're giving back. We're not getting paid for it. That's not the point. I mean, we're doing it because we love the people involved. Gigi's Playhouse is a classic example. The Bat Cave's another one. I mean, there's a bunch of them that we're doing. And I just wish I was uber wealthy and I could just build all of these things like tomorrow, But we're doing what we can. And what I want to say is I just encourage those of you that can help out to help out, because these projects make such an impact in the community, and they mean something. They're lasting. It's something you will feel good about. Not to mention Habitat for Humanity and some of the cool things we're doing there. So
yeah, it really is incredible to see lives transformed by these organizations and what they do.
Right, that's what it's all about. So, but we've got some fun collaborations that we're working on too.
Yeah, we do. We have one just right over the way here.
Just almost out our window.
I forget the street, but that's a really cute kind of
rock or saddleback or something.
Spanish style.
Yeah.
And so they've started putting in all the tile, which
all the goodies, all your goodies are starting to go in.
Yeah, all the goodies are going in. So
yeah, that's gonna be a fun
that's
one.
been a great project. Nika and I worked on that one. She's been, seeing it to fruition. So thank you, Nika.
No, and we're excited. We've got some great guests coming on our podcast in season 2, so stay tuned for that. There's so many friends and clients and contacts that we've only just basically scratched the surface on in season 1. So I'm excited about some of the people I'm going to introduce you to that I know, some of their story. And what I love about the podcast is how deep you can get into people's lives and, things that you just never would really ask them if you went to lunch with them. But in a podcast, it tends to come out.
It's a different communication style.
Yeah.
Different things come to mind than just a regular conversation, I find.
Yeah. And what's great is you're sharing it with everybody. So everybody's a part of that conversation.
Yeah, it is a really, really neat way to get your thoughts and ideas out there.
Yeah. I just like the connection that it's been doing with me, with these people.
And I just have to tell you, I am so proud of you, and I just think it's so great because I remember when you decided that you wanted to do a podcast and all the boxes of equipment started showing. And I remember you were just like almost obsessed with figuring out how it all worked. And
I'm still trying to figure out how it all works.
You started lugging it around on our trips and wanted to do podcasts everywhere. And I have to tell you, though, I just really love that aspect of you. You just don't stand still. You keep challenging yourself and finding new ways to express yourself and inspire other people.
Yeah.
So I'm just really excited to see what a success you have made of this.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
And I thought about this a lot on the vacation about why am I doing the podcast? I mean, people ask me that sometimes, and I'm not doing it to get 1 million viewers or sponsors or whatever. I mean, I've got my sponsors; they're mostly my friends, I'm not doing it for that reason. I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy the like you said, the
Well, and
medium
you're
of the
really,
conversation.
really good at it.
Yeah, well, I get better at it the
If
more I
you can
do.
get me to talk like this, you're doing pretty
Yeah,
good.
you're talking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm getting better.
Yeah, so that's what I love. I love the connection. I love the lastingness of the podcast. The fact that it's always there. And I just had a client couple weeks ago say, yeah, we were getting excited about our team, and you mentioned Jeff Berghoff as our landscape designer for the project. And so we went to your website, found the podcast of Jeff Berghoff, and after the podcast, we felt like, oh my God, we got to have this guy on our team. I mean, so it
He
seems
already
like
felt
that.
familiar.
You already felt familiar, yeah.
That's so cool.
And then the story, between each person is there. It's lasting. That's, like I said, it's just something that I think is
And all
neat.
those people's stories are becoming a part of your legacy.
Yeah, well, I'm just
And this
part of the
podcast
connection.
is another part of your legacy.
Yeah, they'll be
kind
there.
of.
So,
I think that's really neat.
and it's the same with the cooking, the little cooking videos we do. Yeah, I don't plan to be Jacques Pepin or however you say his name, and or Mario Batali. I guess I don't want to be Mario Batali anyway, but but I don't do it for that reason. I do it because I have fun with it. I enjoy doing it. They're fun to do, and you can criticize or laugh or I've gotten a lot more praise and just we enjoy watching you and your daughter, or you and Isabel cooking away. It's enjoyable. It's fun. I think there's so much darkness and crap out there all the time. And I think it's just nice to have something that's just real and fun and natural.
Imperfect.
Imperfect.
And just sort of, yeah.
We're just having a good time,
Just is what it is.
It is what it is. But we're enjoying it, and we get a lot of great feedback, and I appreciate that. So, I think a lot of people worry about, oh, my God, what are people going to think? And, I've thought about this, and it's like, everyone's got so much to think about. If they're sitting there thinking about me, they've got other issues to worry about. And so to me, I'm doing it because I enjoy it. It's fun. Some guys golf. Some guys do this. I love to do podcasts, drawing, cooking, travel, being with my friends. That's what makes Mark Candelaria tick. That's what I love to do.
You're just authentically who you are.
I just am
You
who
are
I
a very
am.
courageous and confident person.
Well, or I'm crazy, and I don't know.
A little crazy.
A little crazy, yeah.
But that's a good thing.
Okay, so I think that will kick us off for season 2, Isabel. What do you think?
I think it's terrific.
Let's do it. We got some fun podcasts ahead. I'm sure we'll get you on some more. I want you to co-host along with Tiffany now and then.
Yeah.
And who knows where this year will take us, huh?
Who knows? One day at a time.
One day at a time. Okay, well, thanks again. And I just want to wish everyone a great week. Stay safe, and let's all live our lives with love, compassion, grace, and positivity. Okay, here we go. I want to say a big thank you to my good friends at Stockett Tile and Granite Company, where your project is our priority. I want to thank the Stockett team along with so many others who contributed to the success of our fabulous demonstration kitchen in our new Candelaria Design office expansion. You will have to check out our online video cooking classes, and our kitchen is amazing. I've had the pleasure of working with the Stockett team for nearly 40 years on many spectacular projects, and trust me, they are the epitome of excellence when it comes to tile, marble, and granite work, bar none. Their skill and customer service is impeccable, and the bottom line is they are just good people. I have traveled with, dined with, and just had good times, both personally and professionally, with Dave Stockett and his lovely wife, Becky, and they are the best. When it comes to your next tile and stone project, make sure Stockett Tile and Granite is a part of your team. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed our podcast. We encourage you to write a review, screenshot it, and share it with your friends. Please instant message it to me and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We thank you for listening, and we look forward to sharing more insights to inspiring living next week.